Thank you for inviting me here today, inventor, Platform 6 and Business Tampere. It's a pleasure to be here sharing our story. I'm Nina Suuriniemi-Hopper. I'm originally here from Tampere, studied medicine and spent good 15 years after that abroad, working mainly in the UK. After finishing my PhD there, I started the entrepreneurial journey and started up my first company, EVA Global. I founded the company 2017, so 4.5 years ago, together with our co-founder Donald Hopper, my husband. And the journey has been, it's been a great startup journey for the past 4 years. First 6 months was definitely working from the kitchen table, writing a business plan and applying for bank loans. So that's how it all started. It was only until 2018 that we started planning our first pilots, first product with first clients in the UK. And that was the exciting time. We recruited our first employee. 2019, we gathered our international expansion, so we grew into about 5 different countries in Europe. And we could really make it a product and a service for the e-mobility market. In 2020, we attracted about 10 angel investors local here in Tampere region. And this was the time to really build the company, start the board work, reporting, and we grew. Our platform was serving about 20,000 chargers across Europe and in 20 countries. And last year 21, we introduced more services, more products, maintenance and repair, and we were operating in 32 countries. And at the end of last year, we welcomed our first growth investor, Verdane, to join our company. And now the challenges for this year, we are operating, we're like a digital operator of a network of 290,000 chargers across Europe, and now we're expanding in Asia Pacific and North America. So that's briefly about the history. And it's always important to showcase and celebrate every success, every win that you do along the journey. So this is just part of it, showing what the company is achieving and also presenting the thought leadership that you're building within your own industry. Part of the success so far, I think, has been to do with the fact that we've always focused on the market, what the market needs are, and obviously transformation to electric mobility, it's global. We see that every driver on the road is an opportunity, so everybody has the opportunity to choose in the future a zero-emission vehicle. So this is what we hope to support the green transition in the transportation segment. And the market serving the e-mobility segment is very fragmented. So we have many different B2B players who are our B2B clients. So they're obviously car manufacturers, charger manufacturers, network operators, software, utility companies selling the electricity, and also the local operators of the parking areas. So the segment is very fragmented, and what we are building is a solution to make it a good experience for the driver at the end. So everything we've built is based on the market need. Yes, we're headquartered here in Finland, but we have 5 offices at the moment. And we are over 200 employees. So what this has meant in the past 3 years, 4 years, is obviously building the team, building the culture. And I think that's one of the learning points as an entrepreneur in a startup, is how important it is to keep great culture when you're growing and when you're scaling in different locations and when you're working in a hybrid model or remote altogether. HR as its own, everybody should put a lot of emphasis on that. Even at the moment, we have 2 recruiters and 2 HR admin positions, but really, everybody is responsible of the HR and building your team. Here is no worries. Here is a map presenting firstly our offices, our locations. So here in Tampere, also in Munich, Germany, Malaga in Spain. We've just opened an office in Lisbon, Portugal. We have a site branch in the Netherlands, and we're going live in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, and also opening an office in Austin, Texas this year. We are operational in 32 countries, also mainly Europe, but also in Singapore, and going live now in New Zealand and Australia and China. But our clients are global clients, and we have global contracts with them. So that's important and one part of the key of growing together with our clients. Another part of our success so far is that we've been able to grow agnostically. We've been a very neutral player in the market, and firstly growing by bootstrapping, but also always steering away from industrial finances. So the clients we serve include, for example, network owners, charge point operators, mobility service providers, which are like roaming platforms in the mobility sector, SaaS providers like Virta in Finland, and charger manufacturers, for example, Kempower, all the vehicle OEMs and utility companies, and also, as a growing sector, all the fleet owners and a few retailers. So anybody with a charging network or connected devices, that's where our solution can help them. In the early days, we've definitely focused on growing on the B2B with big global clients, and in the future we see more growth opportunity than on a broad market segment. Basically anybody with a parking area could be a potential client for us. And obviously we have also a solution to serve domestic charging, connected smart chargers. I think this graph shows nicely part of our operations and what we're offering. So the key here is kind of the level of integration. So the first product we offer to our clients is EV Assist, and it has the highest level of integration, so meaning stickiness with our clients. And this is usually the biggest pain point that they also have. So we really want to listen what our clients need, what is the biggest problem and a pain point for them, and to solve that first. So when we have our clients integrated with our first solution, EV Assist, the hotline and technical support for the EV drivers, after that we can then upsell new offering, new solutions, and new part of our products. So after the EV Assist, naturally comes EV Assures, which is the EV charging, the infrastructure monitoring. And on top of that, we have a solution for the payment, helping with payments and authentication on behalf of our clients, as well as helping with the maintenance and repair escalations in the form of marketplace to manage the work orders. And then kind of if our clients choose all the services from us, we are kind of the digital operator offering the end-to-end solution to them. And in the middle of it all is obviously a lot of data and knowledge, which can be used as consultancy that we haven't really made it a product yet. But obviously it's very valuable, and it's part of the reason why clients are coming to us. As part of this journey so far, it's good to emphasize few things maybe that as a startup we've done differently, is that we haven't had a sales team so far. So this has been very much led by the founders, and now we've actually recruited first 2 sales managers to join. What it means is that we've grown with word of mouth based on high quality, good quality and recommendations within the industry. And second thing, what I think is also possibly exceptional is that we haven't had our in-house technical team. We've been outsourcing it for many years, obviously choosing the partner carefully, like the best technical people who have actually written the OCP and OCPP standard in Europe that's used. And only now, with the help of the investment, we started to build in the technical team in-house. So those are maybe few findings that has been part of our startup journey that might be unique. So as a company, it's important that what we're building is to support the green transition, and we want to support zero emission mobility. And these are great because we can measure these things. We can measure the electric kilometers that we've enabled. We can measure the CO2 savings potentially achieved by our work. But then it's also about the social impact. So it's about building the brand, the reputation and the trust in electric vehicles. Is helping the drivers, so we can measure the total network of drivers we're helping, and also the individual consumers that we're assisting. On top of the fact what we're doing, it's also about how we're doing it. It's about measuring our own carbon footprint. And because of this reason, we've chosen a third-party accreditator, which is called Planetly. So with this tool, we can measure the way we work and how much energy we're consuming. And with those metrics in mind, we can think of ways of improving every day how we're doing. And we are carbon neutral certified now, so we've been doing this for over 2 years. This is our 3rd year. So these are the kind of important ESG goals that we work towards as a company, but also how we're doing it. We've also initiated projects, for example, increasing accessibility. So one of the projects we're launching is a video call support for the drivers, so that possibly hearing impaired drivers could also have a support using sign language. And doing these kind of initiatives, which are not necessarily always profitable in the beginning, but these are very meaningful for us as a company, and it was part of the reasons why our partners are working with us. With this, I would like to thank everybody for your time and for your listening. I would like to welcome any questions that you have in mind. Thank you.
One question I had in mind when you were talking about the culture and how that's important when you grow into 200 people. Do you have some learnings that you've faced during that time, and maybe some mistakes that you've done when building kind of a growth culture within the company?
Yes, absolutely.
It's a difficult question, I know.
Yes, there's a lot that we've learned, and we can still learn every day. How to maintain the culture. Obviously, in the beginning it was easy because we could be really side by side with the team. The first year and a half. Obviously, when the pandemic came and there was a lot of restrictions and offices were closed and so forth, then I think the good thing was that we were born digital and we were born to do remote operations, so we had all the tools and our mindset was right. But then to make sure the culture stays, obviously it's all about communication. So increasing the amount of channels that we can communicate with each other and keep the presence as much as we can. We have, for example, obviously too many Teams chats and channels, but we have regular all staff meetings, and we're implementing intranet, and we've had basically newsletters and things to keep the team coming together. And whenever possible, we try and arrange opportunities to socialize and meet up. But also onboarding the new team member. I mean, the recruitment itself is already the first cultural check. So when everybody puts a lot of effort in the interviewing processes and meeting the candidates, welcoming and letting them meet the whole wider team, that's kind of first step in the culture. And then secondly is the whole onboarding package that we are using our HR tools. We have welcome kits and also a learning management tool where everybody takes part when they're part of the training phase of the first 2 or 4 weeks. So that is really critical. And then after that, obviously making sure that everybody is connected and using all the possible channels.
Yeah, any other questions? Right here.
Hi, and thank you for sharing a very inspiring story. And the answer to the last question also very interesting. I'd like to ask a follow-up to that, because you've made the transition from being remote and international during the pandemic, and then establishing, I presume, physical offices in several different countries. So how did you manage that transition, and how did you decide where you should actually establish an office and where to concentrate it? I'm guessing you probably had people scattered around a bit if you were able to remotely hire.
Yeah, I think that's a great question. Thank you. I think there were 2 different motivations. So some were where we needed the operational capacity to grow, so based on the company's needs and where our clients and market are needing us. But then interestingly, the second pulling force was actually where the talent is. So then some locations were opened up mainly based on the fact that we had a team of 10 people already working in that region. So then it made sense to open up an entity there. So both definitely finding the top talent and then where the market need is.
I have a question about that. Like, why did you guys decide to bootstrap for so long?
Yeah, that is a good question. I think it just takes a while to convince. You need to prove your metrics, your monthly recurring revenues, annual recurring revenues, or all this jargon that we learn. It's about building your team, your company, and meeting the kind of financial metrics to attract the attention. And for us, it took 3 years.
I see. Great. Any other questions? Well, I think there's going to be some time to ask Nina some questions after when we have this little break right here. I can give a little bit of housekeeping right now, but let's give another round of applause for Nina. Thank you.